Like the beer, I'm only going to say only a few words. But this is beer 2 out of 3 from Maltgarden. Is this going to be another smasher? Check out the review to find out more. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing only few words. And this is another beer from Maltgarden in this lovely pink can. It is a double dry hop Hazy IPA and it's got Enigma, Galaxy and Idaho 7. So, if you saw the last video we did, which was just called a Hazy IPA, this one actually says what it's got in it. So we've got 3 different types of hops. It's double dry hopped. I love double dry hop. Expecting a really nice dry IPA here. I should say yes, not really dry. I mean, look at the can. It's beautiful and pink, and it's got this lovely sort of swishy artwork, which is quite sort of, it has a lot of. It appears on quite a few of their cans, but they just seem to, just get the design just about right. It's in a lovely big 500ml can, and it's coming in at 6.1%. So let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass. Just to let you know, I've actually recorded these Maltgarden ones back to back, and the reason for that is that I just want to sort of be able to get a good sort of understanding of the tastes. The videos will probably be released on a daily basis, but I'm actually reviewing them. I'm drinking one and then I'm drinking the next one, just so you know. So if by beer 3 I start to slur my words a bit, you know that the beer is doing its business. So let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass. So I'm expecting more of a haze. Obviously it's going to be a little bit more alcoholic, but I'm hoping it's going to be as good, if not better, than the last one. What I've decided to do is I'm releasing these videos and I'm drinking them in order of the booziness. So the third one is actually the most boozy out of the 3. Enigma, Galaxy and Idaho. Not really sure, not that much about those. I have seen those hops before, but I can't necessarily put my finger on what Enigma's like, what Galaxy's like, what Idaho 7's like. But beer in a glass. It is similar to the last one, very sort of yellow, very hazy. We've only got a very small 1 finger head there, but it's certainly poured quite thick, and it's custard in a glass. That's what it looks like, custard in a glass. Again, I'm opening it up and I'm not getting huge aromas hit me. So let's see what sort of aromas we're getting here. Yeah, I mean the aromas are quite subtle. They're probably less strong than the last one, which is quite surprising, really. Yeah, I mean you can sort of get that sort of subtleness of tropical notes there with the pineapple and the sort of passion of mango, but it's not jumping out of you. It's not a real sort of like wraps itself around your nose. So I think we better go in. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's a little bit different than the last one. I don't think it's as fruity, which I'm quite surprised at. Again, frustration by the last one didn't tell me what hops is. This one's got those hops in. I'm getting a little bit of hop burn at the back end as well. I think as it gets a bit stronger, we're going to get that. Yeah, there's some pineapple, there's some mango in there. There's a tiny little bit of there's a little bit of bitterness as well on the back end. Whether that's confusion with the bitterness and the sort of hop burn that I'm getting. For me, I think it's more of a hop burn than it is bitterness. So there's obviously loads of hops in this. Let's have another taste, shall I? It's certainly quite soft. Very low levels of carbonation. It is like drinking an orange juice. You get that hit of fruit. Yeah, I mean there's a more grapefruit there. But I'm always sort of wary because when I sort of think, oh, grapefruit is quite a bitter fruit, and I'm getting a bitterness, and I'm thinking, oh, it must be grapefruit. There's a little bit of bitterness on my back end. There's a little bit of hop burn, and there's a sort of grapefruit sort of flavour on there as well. But it's almost, It's a little bitter, but it's quite like a sort of red, pink grapefruit. Sorry, it has that sort of element. It's pretty much lost its head. You've got some nice lace in the glass, but it's pretty much lost its head. For me, it's not as good as the last one. Just because, maybe it's my own personal opinion, but I'm not getting a huge fruitness. I'm getting that sort of, it's a hot. I know what the flavour is. I've been doing this a few months. We're on 3 or 4 months now. So I know when I get a hot burn, I know what that's like, and I'm getting that with this. And it tastes a bit more alcoholic than the last one. It's not overly alcoholic. It's what's coming in at 6.1%. The last one I think was 5.3%, something like that. But it doesn't really do it for me. It's nice. But I am comparing it with the last one because I only had that one like an hour or so ago, and to me it's not as well balanced. The whole sort of combination of hops, it tastes boozy, and I think it's nice when you get like those big boozy sort of high alcohol ones where you drink them and it just tastes like juice. But this one, it tastes like alcohol. We did have a beer a few weeks ago that was not high in alcohol, but it was it tasted quite. In fact, actually, when I remember, it could have been a Maltgarden. It could have been the second Ori Waits the Past one, which again was around 6% And compare with the beer we had, the other beer, the Forgotten Password beer, it tasted quite alcoholic. And I'm not sure what that is. I mean, again, it could be the hot burn, it could be the level of bitterness, confusing that. But to me, it tastes a lot more earthy, piney, that hoppiness, and with that little bit of burn as it goes down. It's not unpleasant, but it's just not as fresh and as fruity as some of the other beers. Okay, I think I've whined on enough about this one. Let's get some scores, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for only few words, which doesn't really make sense. Only a few words, only few words. Again, Polish brewery. Maybe that's why is not that sort of clear in terms of why it's called that. 6.1%, 500ml can, double dry hopped, hazy IPA, and the hops are Enigma Galaxy and Idaho 7. Not bad, but not if I'm comparing it with other IPAs, and certainly the hazy IPA from Maltgarden, not as good. So aroma, it wasn't that powering from aroma. You poured it out and you saw that lovely haziness, and you expected a real juice sort of flavour, aromas and smells. But you're not getting them. You're getting a bit of pineapple, a bit of dankness. There's definitely that dankness in there. So I'm giving it a 12 out of 20 for aroma. Appearance, well, it's a lovely hazy yellow IPA, but the head is not really there. There's a lot of lace in the glass. It's not bad in terms of the sort of body and everything. 8 out of 10 I'm giving it. Flavour, difficult because I'm not getting that huge fruit flavours there. I'm getting, all I can taste is almost like the hot burn through it. I know it's, looking at the colour of it, I don't think it's oxidised. So I think that, it's, the flavour is what it should be. Maybe it's, I don't know when it was canned. I know it's best before the 20th of March 21. In fact, does it have a can? It doesn't actually have the date of canning. So maybe the flavours, it's quite new. So maybe once it was, after a few weeks or even months, maybe the flavour would change and develop a little bit more. But for me, it's very hoppy. It's very it has that bitterness in there as well, and you don't get that sort of juiciness. You can feel that the mango is sort of there, but it's not quite there. So flavour wise, I'm giving it only a 30 out of 40. Value for money, well, we've got 3 different hops, 6.1%, big 500ml can, came in about £5. I'm giving it, in fact, I'm going to change it. I'm giving it 8 out of 10 for value. And in terms of my overall enjoyment of it, I'm giving it an 11 out of 20 because it's okay, but I'm not getting that fruitiness. I'm not getting the flavour. The last beer, the Hazy IPA by Maltgarden, which didn't tell me the hops, was 5.3%. It just seemed to have more flavour than this. So I'm giving it 11 out of 20 for overall experience. And we top those scores up and we are getting, well, it's my favourite number, it's 69. It's 69 out of 100. So it is a high level Bon Jovi beer, very close to hitting a White Snake, but not quite there. A little bit disappointed. The last one we got in the 80s and this one we're in the late 60s. So it shows that even if you've got a brewery that can do one really great beer, it doesn't always consistently do it. This one's not so great. I've got one more beer from Maltgarden to try. I will be trying it after this one. I hope that once I've drunk this, I can still communicate and I can tell you what it is and articulate my thoughts. But until the next one, keep on rocking.